Hey, this is Connor with CongruentX, and today we're going to be talking about all the different types of forms. So let's get started. There are 4 types of forms you can use in the Power Platform. Generally, you use them in model apps. There are main forms, quick view forms, quick create forms, and card forms. We've already got a dedicated video for main forms. Those are the forms that you're going to see 9 times out of 10 when you're creating a record in Dynamics or in any other model app. That's what's going to pop up. We're going to start with quick create forms. So quick create forms are when you're in a subgrid and you select add record. That's what will pop up on the right side. It just gives you a quick way to add a record without pulling up the entire form. So for example, we see here we've got a subgrid of contacts here. And since this is just the regular Sales Hub app, if I select add new contact, this is what opens up, a quick create contact form. And I'll show you how to make those. So here we're in a solution. Always do your testing, do your customizations in a solution, then push. I've just added the account table by itself, nothing else. So we're going to go to forms, add form, quick create form. You can see it starts you out with a couple sections here. I'm going to get rid of these. We'll just go ahead and hide them. I just want the one. And let's go to fields. And let's go ahead and add the account name, maybe the city, the state, and the website. How about that? And all we have to do is save and publish. And if we're maybe on the parent account and we want to create a child account, this would pop up. So there's 2 main places you will get access to that form. So we just created an account quick create form. So if we were on a parent account and we wanted to create a child account and we hit add, we would get that quick create form. The other place we would see this is if we go to the quick create button. So all model apps come with this add button here. And if we go to account, this obviously is not the form we just created. There already exists one. But this is the quick create form for account. Moving on from there, we've got quick view forms. And this is kind of similar to the quick create, except we're not creating a record. We're displaying a record, okay? So with a quick view form, you're actually pulling a related record into the current form. So for example, if we're on account, we can actually pull up the information from the primary contact because it's a many from the account to a 1 to the contact. That's how that relationship works. So we can actually pull up that record on this form. Currently, the default form for account has a quick view for a contact, for the primary contact, but it comes locked. You can unlock it though. So let's go through how to create that. Let's maybe do the account this time, or I'm sorry, the contact. We'll create a contact form this time. So we'll go to contact, forms, and then we'll go to quick view form. Just starts us with one section here. And maybe, maybe we wanted to do a slightly different primary contact form. Maybe we could do so let's say we wanted to show the first name, the last name, and the email. And maybe the phone too. Let's use the business phone. So if we save and publish, then we can actually go and add this form to another form. So it's kind of like a form in a form. Let me, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so to add a quick view form, all we do is go to related data under components, drag the quick view wherever we want, and we need to tell it which lookup because there could be multiple relationships to a specific table. In this case, we're going to use company name, which comes out of the box. We're going to go into the target table, so we are looking up to account from contact. So we're going to go under account, and we're going to select one of the quick view forms here, and we're just going to use the account card for now. And there you go. Alrighty, card forms. This is the last type and probably the most confusing and the least used, but they have some really cool use cases and they can look really clean. So here's what they look like when they're finished. They actually have not brought this into the new UI yet. So when you go to create a card form, just like we did the others, it actually brings you into the old UI. So this color strip is just basically a placeholder for the code for this little icon here. And everything else is very similar to the new UI form. You just kind of click and drag components, click and drag fields over. The way that you actually turn these on also goes into the old UI, and it's a little different than the other ones. You have to actually add a component to a view, and I think in our case we're just going to create our own view. So let's go back into our solution. Let's add it at the account because we just looked at that, and maybe we'll just add it for all accounts. So let's add a view. What we add here doesn't really matter. We can really just add the account name. So we're going to go to custom controls, add a control, and we're going to add a control, and we're going to look for read-only grid. I'm going to add that. And you'll notice the default we can't change, so we have to add an additional control. And you'll see here, if we go to card form, if we hit edit, go to accounts, and we'll use the account card form. And we'll change, for now, we'll just change all of the different form factors to use this control. And we're gonna save and close. Okay, and so out of the box, you will open this view and you'll think, well, it's not showing my card form. Out of the box, it actually dynamically chooses whether or not to show the list version, i.e. the actual card form, or the grid version, which is your traditional gridded view. And so you'll notice if I actually go smaller with my window, it'll switch to the card view. And if I extend it back large, it'll switch back. And so to change that, all we have to do is go back into the custom controls. And let's say we wanted to force this to use the card form every time. We just go back into our properties, go into reflow. And again, the grid will basically never show the card form. I think it still might show in mobile, but the grid will show only the traditional view. And if you put it on list, it'll force it to always show the card. So we hit OK, save. And if you're going between the new UI and the old UI, one thing to notice, if I start from the new UI and I go to Switch Classic, this opens up and I make changes, I still have to publish it. But don't make the mistake of publishing here, right? So the changes you've made from here and the changes you've made in the old UI are not in sync. You have to refresh the new UI once we make changes in the old UI. Refresh it and then publish, or else you'll just get stuck in a loop where nothing's changing. And you can see now, even though my screen is way big, it's still showing me the cards, which is super nice. Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. And if we can ever help you, feel free to reach out at CongruentX.com.